Hey there, Citizens Pal here, and welcome back. It's time for sort of a tour of duty. We're not actually dealing with ships today, as you probably got from the thumbnail and the title. Today we're going to be looking at all the different infantry weapons that are currently available within the Persistent universe, at least all the ones I've found. Let me know if I missed a few. I think I got them all. I did not check every R&R stop. I checked two of them. They had the same inventory, so I assume they all have the same inventory, and I'm pretty sure I have a full list. In fact, what I'll do is in the description down below, there will be a link to a Google spreadsheet that I have, a Google document. So if you're interested in like what I put together, it's just basically here are the different weapon types, here's what they fire, here's where you can buy them, and here's what they cost. I will cover that information here, but if later on down the line you're like, I want to go pick up this one weapon, you can quickly open up that document, look at it and be like, okay, I can buy it here and it's going to cost me that much. So that'll be in the description down below, and I will update as we do get new patches. We do know there's 2-3 new infantry weapons coming with the next patch, and so on. But if you do notice, like if you go to a different R&R stop that I didn't visit and you notice that I missed a weapon, just let me know in the comments and I will update sometime down the line with that. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and let's dive into it. We are just going to be pretty much shooting rocks because it would take way too long to do this. There's 15 weapons, I believe, 15 weapons, and then the grenade. So it would just take too long to do respawns of enemies and all of that stuff. So we're just going to shoot rocks. This is going to be very basic. To start off with, we have two sidearms to deal with. We have the Arc-Light Energy Pistol. This is going to be the one you always spawn with no matter what. Not no matter what. You can lose this. If you do die with it in your hands, you will drop it. But this is the one whenever the servers reset or anything like that, every pilot gets one of these weapons. They are available at Port Olisar, Grimhex, Levski, and R&R. All the store places do sell them. They sell for 815 Alpha UEC, and these are energy laser pistols. You should be pretty familiar with this. Single fire. Very, very accurate. There's like basically no sway on it at all. You can be super accurate with it. Reasonably good aim down sights. You know, it works as it is, and it's got a pretty good magazine for it, 30 rounds. Not a whole lot of damage. It is a low-level energy pistol. It is considered size 1. It's the basic introduction energy pistol. Not much to be said about that. Next up, we have the L86 Ballistic Pistol. This one here is available at Port Olisar, Grimhex, and Levski, only not available at the R&R stops. This one is a little bit cheaper than the Arc-Light pistol. This one is a 650 Alpha UEC compared to the 815, so it is a little bit cheaper. 13-round magazine. It's your standard, like, I don't even know what I would call it, but it's your standard ballistic pistol here. A little bit more recoil, as you can see. Something that is a little strange about this one to keep note of, the magazines are called LH86 rather than just regular L86. So if we come in here under weapons, you'll see here it's an, no, that says no, that one down there says LH. No, yeah, so the pistol itself, L86. The magazines for some reason though are called LH86, which got me a little thrown off, so that is something to keep in mind. This is a good solid pistol. The damage is going to be quite a bit more, and the magazines are very cheap. I don't remember what they are. They're like 8 or 5 Alpha UEC a piece, so I tend to take this and a whole bunch of magazines over the Arc-Light Energy Pistol just because the damage output is a lot more, and the reload's fast enough that, you know, even though you don't have the capacity, it's still just an all-around better pistol in my opinion. Next up, we have the Devastator Energy Shotgun. This was the first shotgun that was actually put into the game. If we can get like a, come down here, zoom down, zoom in. I wanted to go down. Right there you can see. This was the first shotgun put into game, I believe. It's tried and true. It works really well within range. So it is an energy shotgun. You do have to take that into mind. The damage output's going to be a little bit less, but you can charge it up also. So if you watch here as I pull and hold the trigger, it's kind of charging, and then let go, and it's going to fire off more rounds depending on how you do that. Whereas if you just go ahead and tap it, 1 round, and then you can charge it up to get a little bit more. It kind of opens up. That's a really cool effect that I not really paid attention to much before because I was always looking down sights when we do that. You get somebody, you catch a player within 10, 15 meters with this thing, and it's going to rock them quite hard. It packs, well, it's devastating, hence the name. But it's a good, reliable shotgun. This is available at everything but the R&R shops. Portolasar, Hex, and Levski for 1,730 Alpha UEC. Highly recommended, good, reliable shotgun to go with. Next up is the R97 Ballistic Shotgun. It's kind of strange because this one looks more like an energy shotgun to me. Let's see. There you go. You can see it on the side there. I could probably actually shoot from this way and we can actually see it going. So this shotgun is available for 1,385 Alpha UEC. It is available Port Olisar and at Levski, not at Grimhex or the R&R stations. Being ballistic, it does have a little bit more punch, at least in my opinion it does. But there is no charge up, so I guess it's debatable. One single shot has more punch, but the actual overall doesn't. That's actually pretty cool right there. Come back in, quick reload. The reload is a bit longer, I feel, than the Devastator. Maybe not too much, but it does feel a little bit more. This isn't, it's a solid shotgun. The Devastator's a little more common, I think, because of that charge-up feature. Though I would say that, like, in actual PvP, where you probably don't have time to reliably charge it up, this is probably a bit better. Its overall housing is a bit large. It does take up a lot of your screen when you're trying to aim down sights. But, it's a solid shotgun that will get the job done. It's hard to go wrong with a shotgun. Okay, next up in terms of shotguns, we have the Ravager 212 twin barrel shotgun. This wouldn't be the first time I've actually messed around with this shotgun, but this is your double barrel heavy punch shotgun. If we come in here, we're actually firing 2 shells at a time. You can see there. Actually, no, we're not. We're firing single shells. But high rate of fire. Rear end release. That's pretty cool. We'll look at it from the side. Oh, I was playing around with the camera a little bit. Let's rotate back this way. So right there. This thing seems like it would be an actual monster within the game. You got a good rate of fire. You got a good magazine. You got the ballistics. So this thing's probably going to become one of my new favorites to use. This is available at both Grimhex and Levski for 1,710 Alpha UEC. I kind of like that. I do like that a lot. Yeah, we're going to be playing with this one more as time goes on. This is going to become a new mainstay of the channel, I think. On to SMGs. Next up is the Custodian SMG. This is the Energy SMG. There's 2 SMGs in game, the P8SC and this one. This one looks a lot like, at least this part here looks a lot like the assault rifle from Halo in my opinion. Do that. You can see quite a bit of kick actually for an energy weapon that I'm surprised with. You do get a rather large 60 round magazine. It is energy, so that's not uncommon. Look at it from the side here as we're firing. Looks really cool. Like the animations they do on their infantry weapons, in general the animations they do, are really, really good. I'll be honest, I don't use this one all that often due to its kick plus the damage output of the energy weapons in general and for infantry weapons. This just isn't something I go to, but it does get the job done. So the Custodian SMG costs 2,630 credits. It is available basically everywhere. Everywhere I checked, you could buy that, so it's a common weapon. You'll be found a lot in the verse. Then we'll jump over to the P8SC. This right here is generally my go-to weapon, the P8SC SMG. This one's available pretty much everywhere but the R&R stops, Portolasar, Grimhex, and Levski. Costs 2,110 credits, and it's the Ballistic SMG 45 round magazine. The reason this is my go-to is I find it to be a little more controllable than the Custodian. I also find that it does more reliable damage, and you can tap fire this thing fairly well, just set off 2-3 rounds at a time and keep it under a lot of control, and it makes it effective at basically all ranges. If someone gets in close to you and they're right in your face, you can go ahead, you can just unload on them in full auto, or at longer ranges you can just kind of tap fire it and really control what it's doing. Now once you start going full auto, yeah, it does climb a lot, but it's just a very reliable SMG that I use all the time. Most of the videos you've seen me where I'm raiding those bases or whatever, this is the weapon I'm using. If I have one complaint, it is the sights. They're a little obnoxious. I don't really like the sights. I can't wait to 3.6, I think. We're supposed to get attachments where we can put like red dots on this and stuff. But this gun here, highly recommended. It's it's definitely my most used infantry weapon in the game. Okay, we are now on to the assault rifles, the ARs. There are 3 of these, the Gallant, the Karma, and the P4 AR. This one here is the Gallant Energy Rifle. This is, well, it's an energy rifle that is available from, let's see, you can get this everywhere. Everywhere I checked sold it. A little more expensive, quite a bit more expensive than the SMGs, 4,650 credits. You do get a 60 round magazine. Relatively low rate of fire for an AR. I mean, it's not bad. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of this weapon. I've used this, tried to use this a number of times, and I just find that its damage output is not very good compared to a lot of the other weapons. I found that like even the P8SC kills targets faster than it. It is nice for that 60 round magazine. You know, you do have a lot of ammo to shoot down range. And also the reload's pretty cool. You got that like little inner part there that opens up, so we fire one round. You can see it looks neat. The aim down sights is really bad. This one really needs a scope. But you know, it's okay. It's fine. Second up, when we talk about the AR rifle, the assault rifles, the ARs, then is going to be this one right here. This is the Karma, which is also an energy rifle, but this one's a little bit different. It's considered plasma, where everything else we've looked at that was energy was considered laser. This is, I believe, the only quote-unquote plasma weapon in game. So as we fire it, you can see it definitely does look a little bit different. We come back in here. Has a good sound to it. It has a real deep bass sound to it, which I kind of like. 30 round magazine. The damage on this one is also not what I would consider the best, but that seems to be like, whereas ballistic weapons are undertuned, I think, in ship-to-ship combat, they're overtuned in infantry combat. Ballistic weapons just seem to be the better way to go, so I don't know if maybe one things or the other. So this guy here, the Karma, 4,700 credits, available at both Port Olisar and Grim Hex. This one, it works. I've used this one more than a few times. The aim down sights is better than the Gallant. You know, it's just an all-around okay weapon. Definitely not the best. Some good animations on it. Everything, all like I said already, this stuff all animates really well. See, from this side, the reload. That's cool. Our final assault rifle then is the P4AR. And I'll be honest, I didn't remember this rifle existed at all. It is our ballistic assault rifle, only available at Grim Hex, and it is 3,525 credits. It was also considered a size smaller than the other ones. No, I'm sorry, the Gallant's a size 2, the Karma's a size 3. Currently, that doesn't really mean much. Size 2, 3s, 4, 5s, they all go onto the same back slot, so it's more dependent on your armor. But it is something to keep in mind with down the line. That might have something to do with the weight or whatever. I've never shot this rifle. I remember now, like looking at it here, I remember seeing it go into game, but I never went out to Grim Hex and got it, so we're going to find out first on our own. Good. That's actually a really good iron sight. Very usable. Pretty good tight spread. I was kind of pulling down a little bit here. Let's see. So that's me not moving the mouse at all. So we got a 30 round magazine. Can tap fire. Yeah, I like it. It's probably, I'm going to have to go ahead. I'm going to have to use this a lot more. So that was me not trying to control for it. You know, this is probably going to be a very solid rifle. I'm going to have to go back out and buy a few more magazines and use this a lot more going into the next few patches. So like I said, only available at Grim Hex. This is the P4AR Ballistic Assault Rifle. As we transition over into the LMGs, we currently have two of these to deal with. We have the F55 LMG, which you're looking at right here, and then the Demco Energy LMG. This one here is pretty neat looking, as it does have, whoops, press the right key. It has a barrel that spins up. So if we watch here, you'll see there the barrel rotates. It's kind of a minigun. It does have a lot of kick, as you might have noticed right there. Let's see if I can control it a little bit more. It's hard to do from this angle. 100 round magazine, spin up time. So this thing, you know, it's an awesome little infantry minigun. You're definitely not going to be using this at long range. Let's see if we can tap fire it. Probably not, because the barrel has to rotate. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can't tap fire it. You can let go like after a round fires off. Actually, it's a 150 round magazine. I thought it was a 100 round magazine. That's the energy one. That's the 100 round. This thing, it's cool. Is it probably realistically usable? I don't know, but it would be awesome seeing a bunch of guys in really heavy armor running around with this thing. So the F55 LMG, size 4, it costs $2,850, so the price is actually low compared to a lot of the other ones. Available at Port Olisar and Levski, not at Grim Hex or the R&R stations. I like it. I do like it. I've used this one a bit. It's It's really fun within 30 yards. After you get past that spin up. But if you're going in to do the base clear ones where there's the 8 defenders or whatever, if you come around the corner, there's 3 or 4 of them. Once it's spun up, you just mow through them. It's a lot of fun. Then we have the Demco LMG. This one I've used before. This is a lot like the Gallant, just heavier. So we have a 120 round magazine, a lot of the same sights. We do have that big charging handle over there. Not charging, but carrying handle. You can see there's kind of a spinning mechanism in that. Lower rate of fire, definitely over the F-55 there. This one's definitely usable, simply because of that larger magazine. While its damage output isn't as strong, it's more controllable. So if you do need to go through 4 or 5 targets and you got to make your rounds count, this one is certainly usable. The reload's pretty cool. It's a large battery. Yep. So you've probably, depending on how many of my videos you've watched, you've seen that animation happen before. I've used this weapon. It's good. It functions. It works. It gets the job done. It doesn't have the personality of the F-55, but it's probably a little more usable, especially once we do get some scopes. That aim down sight's a little rough. As we move into the sniper rifles, we have 2 options as sniper rifles go. We have the Arrowhead energy sniper rifle, which you're looking at right here, and then we have the Scalpel ballistic. So these guys, let's see, well, we'll start with this one. The Arrowhead, if we come over here and we look this way, we want something a little bit further out. We do have our little scope here. Let's see. Nope, that was not what I wanted. I was trying to see if there was a zoom in. Nope, no zoom in. So what is that, a 20 round magazine for a sniper rifle? Not bad. I'm going to fire it as fast as I can. So that's about, what's that, a round every 2 seconds roughly, give or take. There's a lot of kick on this sucker. I've never actually used this. We'll look at it from the side there. Boom. Boy, some great animation still. Look at that barrel as it kind of, whatever that's doing in the front there. That's pretty cool. So this looks like to be, again, like the Demcor Energy LMG and the, what's it called, the Gallant. It looks to be along that same line, just this actually does have a scope on top of it. That scope's usable. It's not bad. I'd really need to tune my sensitivity down to fire this thing accurately. But, yep, sniper rifle. Unfortunately, right now, outside of some trolling and PvP, there's really not much of a use for sniper rifles in-game. Maybe at some other point we'll actually have infantry walking around on the surface and stuff that you could use these sniper rifles to shoot at the ship there. That is I am preparing to do a how viable is it for the Avenger right there. So the Avenger. That's why that guy's out, been flying around, playing with it a little bit. We'll get that sometime down the road. Then the Scalpel ballistic sniper rifle. This one looks really good. That's a great looking rifle right there. Wait, so he did a... Oh, you're firing the top then bottom. So it's a double barrel, so you get 2 rounds real quick back to back. Let's see, so it was an 8 round mag? As you can tell, I've never used this. 8 round mag. So we'll zoom in here. That cursor's a little noisy. And then we do that. So you can do 2 rounds pretty quick, and then you got to rechamber. Not bad. It's cool. It's more personality than the other one, and I do like my personality. Reload's pretty neat. So probably the better of the 2 sniper rifles if I had to guess in terms of damage outputs. Though the other one's scope is significantly better. This scope is a little too noisy. There's a little too much going on there with that scope. Gotta turn the sensitivity down again. Let's see, can we... Yeah, that you can do a pretty nice double tap with that if you can control the kick. It's not too bad. Don't really have much opinion on sniper rifles until we can actually start really using them in a viable situation. And we're almost done. And finally, we have the Scourge railgun. Well, in terms of ballistic weapons, wow, okay, I didn't think about that. That looks pretty badass, laying down on the ground like that with that. Let's go ahead and we will charge it. God, please don't kill me. Please don't hit the ground right in front of me. Yay, it didn't kill me. So this thing's been in the game for actually a little while. They reworked it a bit. But when did this come in? It came in a long time ago. But this thing's pretty cool. It is a rail gun. Uh-oh, sun's setting. Let's turn this way. We're almost done. We actually want to just throw a few grenades. Boom! I do find its damage output to be a little underwhelming. I've tried shooting like an Ursa with this thing and stuff. Actually, that might have got through the shields there. That might have got through the shields. Let's reload. Doesn't have the awesome fancy animations that some of the other ones do, but it is definitely a mean weapon. Boom! So that is the Scourge Railgun. The Scourge Railgun Ballistic, 6,105 credits, available everywhere but the R&R stops. Ooh, I might have forgot the Scalpel. Scalpel Ballistic, 4,315 credits, available at Port Olisar and Levski. If I forgot to mention that when we did that, the Scalpel, Port Olisar, and Levski. So that's the Railgun. So that's the last of our ballistic weapons. This thing does, you know, it's pretty cool. We do have... Not last of our ballistic, that's the last of our projectile weapons. There is the grenades, so we'll just throw a couple of grenades quick. So the Mark IV frag grenade, can we actually see, like, if we do this and then zoom in. See, they should be on my, yeah, there they are, on my upper chest right there. So you can see them hanging. I can't just kind of hold them out or whatever to show them off. Let's see, Mark IV grenade, or frag grenades, 40 Alpha UEC, available pretty much everywhere, or exactly everywhere that I've checked so far. Check it. Did it go? Didn't actually see it go. There, that one went. They're a little janky, I think. You gonna detonate? There it goes. Okay, so there's the frag grenade. You know, that is... They need a little bit of work. They're a little broken right now. I wouldn't rely on them too much. They were pretty good in Arena Commander at one point when Arena Commander was fairly new. They worked fairly well. Right now, I'm not so sure. That might just be a persistent universe issues where the network's not handling them correctly. I don't know entirely. The last thing would be, and it's not really a weapon at all, just to show you the multi-tool real quick. I think I've shown this before. So utility... And then, where's it under? Utility tool, right here, the multi-tool, save changes and equip, which will then be under our number 4. I'll bring that out there. So here's the little multi-tool. Hang on, let me move the camera back a little bit. There we go. Go a little higher. Little bit higher. So that's supposed to be like the welding beam, but that apparently also can hack open people's ships. It's got a little whoop, whoop. And if we put it away, hey, stop being so close. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. If you don't know how I'm doing this, it took me a little while to figure it out too. Hold down the F4 key and then use the arrow keys, and you can zoom in, zoom out, and move left and right. Z, actually, you can't see it because, oh, there it is. It's kind of under the cloth. So bad pants for wearing this, but there's the multi-tool on the side of us. So that's the infantry weapons currently available in game. Let me know what you think in the comments down below if I missed anything or you need me to cover a little bit more. I think the go-tos, the good ones, are the Devastator Energy Shotgun, the P8SC, just all-around general reliability. I'm really interested. I think the P4AR is probably a good one. And then the Demco Energy LMG is another solid one to use. It's probably the only energy one that I'd really recommend with current balancing in-game. A couple of slight notes as we close out. I forgot to mention, if you're in some of the weapon shops and you don't see the weapon you're looking for hanging on the wall, check the terminals. In fact, a lot of the shops, only half or 2/3 of the weapons are actually on the walls. The terminals are where where you can easily buy and sell the weapons. Number 2 is a lot of this may change in the future. Not so much just because the ballistic numbers will change and all of that stuff, but they've talked about energy cells are eventually going to be replenishable. So while the damage output on ballistics may stay higher, the fact that you could go out with just 5 magazines for whatever of energy, later on down the line, that could be just, you know, work just fine. So because they'll reuse, whereas you got to keep going back and buying more ammo for the ballistics. So just 2 things to keep in mind with that. So there we have it. Until next time, this has been Paler. Thanks for watching.